Good morning. If you write S14 and what you see here is S14 standard diff, S14 standard half shafts. Now if you look at the Skyline rear shafts, which are them, you shall see they have got that piece there where there's spacing for the nuts, so you can't fit half shafts off a Skyline onto an S14 and vice versa. You can't put a Skyline diff in to an S14 half shafts. You have to change the complete works. Now the r33 gtst diff that I've got there is non-ABS. All S14s I've got ABS right there, so the nose comes out further like that. Everything else fits. The bolts there fit. 2 subframe bolts fit, not a problem. The only thing I'm going to keep on this for the time being is the calipers. Right. When removing the half shafts, of course, you've got a split pin that's been in there 30 years, 30 or 32mm nut. Of course, it's going to be tight. You've got on the, I don't know if you can see because the light's really pouring, I do apologise. You've got you've got in sets, you've got 6 12mm nut and bolts. Again, they weren't too bad to do. And the same setup as before. You've got here 2 nuts at the back, and you've got 2, I don't know if you can see there, you've got 2, you'll have 2 like sub there for the bushes for the diff. Now I've been told, and I hope, that the splines are going to be the same here that go in here. Now I'm hoping they are, to be perfectly frank with you, because if not, I've got to change the hubs off that Skyline, because this here is the Skyline r33 GTSE subframe with calipers. It's a bit rusty because it's been in a scrapyard for the last 5 years. Now this is, if anybody wants the Skyline subframe, let me know, because it's coming up for sale. I don't really want to change the hubs because I'm a bit rotten and rusty, but we shall see. Yeah, so I think I'm going to remove them 32mm nuts now. I've loosened the 12mm. That's it really. Loosen them to there. Loosen that one. Cut the ABS because I don't want the ABS on it. I've took the bulb out of the light cluster. I think that's it now. I'll, like I say, once I've got the hub nuts off, I'll give you a shout. Poverty model mechanicing at its finest. What do Japanese vehicles need when they don't come off? A bit of persuasion. As you can probably imagine, this has probably not been up in the last 20 years. So let's burn the cobwebs out, burn the rust off, and break my knuckles in the process, because it feels like Moscow out here today. If in doubt, that don't work. Bertha will. We are loose now, thank God, because it's starting to give me a hernia. That one's done. Right, on to number 2. So when we're going to set this up, we're going to set this up like this, I think. I've got enough room for it. Right. There, about it off here like that. And now we've got to go that way down. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. And so forth. Like I said, and then just left foot. Oh, that one's fucking tight. There we go. Bit tight in there. I think we've successfully achieved what we set out to do. Right, success. Right, next stage 3. Remove half shaft. Shaft number 2. Diff out the cradle, out the subframe. Then remove all the lines, keep the ABS because I know a lot of people snap them, so if anybody wants that, let me know. Skyline diff in. And then back together like a Lego. Interesting fact that I didn't know about. When removing a half shaft, and this is for people who have broke a half shaft, for example, and just want to change the half shaft, I think you will struggle if you don't remove the diff, because for some reason I put like a frigging cone on the end of the CV joint, and it's tight to get out. I'm guessing that side's going to have the same. So yeah, interesting. These little quirks you don't find out until you are balls deep. So I think what I'll do now is remove these nuts here. Then drop the diff out the bottom, remove half shafts, put the new half shafts in, and yeah, go like that. But I think I reckon you could get it out, but you've got to imagine that here is where the vehicle is. So you've got the chassis, so you can't come up, you can only go down. You've got to go down. So yeah, I think the diff would have to come out, or if you're brave, remove a couple of these. But we all know what Japanese bolts are going to be like after 30 years. Yeah, right, stage 2. Right. Subframe to diff, the 2 bolts hold the back of the diff. Diff bushes, they're 19s. They've come off alright. See what this one goes like. You ready? Oh, that's quite nice. They're alright, and I believe you can have, what, 2 19s there. Again, same thing with this side. But what's interesting, if you look, Skyline cup doesn't have the that end, so I believe you'd be able to drop them out. But then they're saying that again, I don't think you'd have much angle. You may be able to, you got to imagine you've got a shock absorber there on the vehicle. Well, you can come out that way, you've got a caliper that way on the vehicle, but yeah, I think the diff would have to come out on most guys, especially on the S14. What's quite interesting, you have, where's it gone now? You have that on that there, and you have like, I don't know, a little nut that holds that on, still 19. And then you have that big nut first, that, then that. But on this side, I think the bolts come out the back of the diff, where if you look on the Skyline, the threads stayed in. It's kind of strange, but yeah, another one that I didn't expect to see. But hey ho, stage. Oh, I forgot what stage it is now. Right, fronts are different. They are, I don't know if you can see, they are 17s. So, right, let's see if they, what kind of motivation they need to come out. Not too bad. Right. Oh, finger tight. I'll take that. Right, I'm gonna have it, like I say, I'm gonna have it all powder coated at some point. Have it all touched up. See you in a minute. Right. You've got light's absolutely crap. If you look here, you see the S14 diff, skyline diff. Now there is a good, what, I think a finger width difference at the end here on the S14. So yeah, I think what people call the RS 200 diff, the skyline diff, which is that one. I think that's the only noticeable difference. Everything else, apart from, again, a bit of a strange thing that you would think that where Skyline, potentially being a more powerful car, would have a diff cooler, where the S14 has a diff cooler, Skyline doesn't. So you've got the, well, I'd say the casting marks for it there, but that's, again, I just think that's a breather. Where the S14 diff's got that one there, that one there. Yeah, you think the Skyline being the big boy car, it would have the diff cooler, but the S14 has it, and we all know 20 years down the line, does it work? No, I don't think I've seen an S14 with a working diff cooler, to be honest. But again, I've took it out, I'm just going to blank it out. Just change the diff oil regular, in my eyes. And I'm not going to use it for drifting anyway, so... yeah, right. Let's fit that in that. Right. Skyline diff, Skyline half shafts. You can get the Skyline, because I did try it, you can get the Skyline shafts in and out without removing the diff, because they don't have this little teat, should we call it, which is interesting. Like I say, you can put the diff in place, all the bolts line up, it just sits further back, a bit further back from here. Again, two, they're the same, goes in, not a problem. The splines are the same on the end. The gtst, I don't know about the GTR, I have heard the GTR is different. The GTR hubs are bigger, the splines are bigger, so again, it's trial and error with these cars, isn't it? So I'm going to tighten these up now. Tighten these up, they're tight. Got to check the hub nuts, see if they're tight, and I'll change the diff oil, and then we shall put back up. But well, we'll put the fuel tank up first before we do anything. Then put this up, because it seems the fuel tank, the way it's positioned, its angle, you're better off putting this up than putting the subframe, because it's seated, you could sit in that fuel tank. Ridiculous fuel tank in the first place anyway. I've probably got 20 quid in there, so it's a joy to lift. Right, crack on, speak to you in a bit. Right, half shafts are in, nuts are tight, they're tight, they're tight, oh, nuts are tight, they're tight. I've just got to do the 19mm, if you can see them down here, the back of the diff carrier. Don't know what I'm going to do with this. It's just a breather. Yeah. Like I said, I will have it powder coated at some point when I move. I'll have it all polybushed, because they ain't in the best of states. That looks crunchy. Yeah. And yeah. Right. Diff's in, tight. I've greased, well, copper greased all the ends, as you can see. So when it comes apart, when I get my new unit, it'll be ready. Yeah, all ready, all sorted. Tight. Copper greased all them ends. They're tight. Hub nuts are tight. Half shaft's tight. WD-40'd everything. copper grease the ends, wire brush some of these, but I don't hold much hope. And plus, look at them. Look at the state of that. That is what you call, that's not metal anymore. Crunchy, crunchy, crunchy. The only thing left to do is pull it up. I'll put the diff oil, drain the diff oil out. I think it's about 1.4 litres in one of these. I removed the handbrakes, cable holders, copper grease them, put them back in. Same with the anti-roll bar, D-bushes. They're all tight. Yeah. The next video now will be fuel tank up, then subframe up. So yeah, thank you. Bye bye.